McDonald's has entered a Minecraft movie universe, and Grimace, Birdie, and Hamburglar just spawned as new collectibles in the overworld. Now for a limited time, you can get one of 6 McDonald's collectibles when you order a Minecraft movie meal. Ooh. With your choice of Big Mac or 10-piece chicken McNuggets with spicy nether flame sauce. Available now in a biome near you. Oh, and at your local McDonald's. I participate in McDonald's for a limited time. A Minecraft movie only in theaters.
Everyone deserves a chance in the driver's seat. For GM and Revolt, that means leading the way on the road to an all-electric future and envisioning a world with 0 crashes, 0 tailpipe emissions, and 0 congestion. GM's committed to making EVs accessible for everybody. That means you too. So what are you waiting for? GM's got the keys. You grab the wheel. Learn more about an all-electric future and the 000 initiative at gm.com. GM, everybody in.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy David with Black Wealth Renaissance, and I'm here today to tell you guys about Anchor. If you haven't heard of Anchor, it's the best place to make a podcast. Anchor is a free app that has creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast straight from your phone. Anchor also distributes your podcast across all major platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and many others. You can also make money on your podcast with Anchor with no minimum listenership. Anchor is everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So if you're looking to get started on your own podcast, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm.
Do you know the rules of the game? Yeah. You know the rules of the game? I don't care what color. Can you make me 100 million? Let's talk money. Can you make me that? If you can't make me that, I don't talk to you. You shouldn't even be at this table.
Hey, I got money on my mind. I'm just trying to get some dough. I ain't picking up my line unless it's money on the phone. Gotta get it on the daily. All I want is dubs. You know what I'm on. I've been chasing after paper. All I know is run money marathon.
Do 5 years of this and be a millionaire and go on do what I want to do, have kids, go live my chip and joy in a gang life out here in Texas, or struggle for the next 10 years. The choice is yours.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Black Wealth Renaissance Podcast. Our goal of this podcast is to normalize black wealth and share helpful resources and tips we believe will be useful in attaining and maintaining generational wealth. Please feel free to rate and comment on our podcast. We would love to hear all feedback you have. Now, enjoy the show.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Black Wealth Renaissance Podcast. Your boy, David BWR, 1/4 of the Black Wealth Renaissance, checking in with my co-host. Fellas, how y'all feeling?
What's up? It's your boy, Jalen here, another quarter of the Black Wealth Renaissance. I'm feeling great, man. It's another beautiful Saturday out here in Dallas, Texas. Feeling great, so we're doing good.
Jared, how you living?
What's good? How y'all doing, man? I'm running a little bit late, but I'm doing good today, man.
My boy in the call, he making it happen.
Oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Gotta happen at all costs.
Yeah, because you know we gotta give y'all another fire episode, and that's exactly what we have for y'all today. So on today, we got a young lady out of Dallas, Texas, born and raised.
Yeah.
She's the owner of multiple 7-Eleven franchises, and she's also doing record-breaking work with some group economics with different wine brands. She's selling this Black Girl Magic wine brand. You may have seen the story break, and she was breaking sales records. So we're excited to have Miss Alyson Rae Lawson on here. How you doing, Alyson?
I'm wonderful.
Well, thank you for coming on to the podcast. We really appreciate it. So we're just going to jump right on into it. For our followers who aren't really familiar with you, can you just give them your background and how'd you really work up to becoming as owner of multiple 7-Eleven?
Yeah. So like you all said, I'm Alyson Rae Lawson. I am the CEO of Rae Lawson Enterprise and Rae Lawson Enterprise 2.0, which is a franchisee of 2 7-Eleven convenience stores with gas. I'm sitting on Matlock and 20 in Arlington, Texas. Like most people may know or not know, I am a Dallas girl through and through, born and raised, and I wouldn't trade anything from my city. I started off at working in downtown Dallas at Dallas City Hall once I graduated from the Hampton University in Hampton, Virginia. And so I worked at City Hall for a couple of years, and then I got kind of tired of being at home, and I moved to Virginia, and I worked in local government there as well. And then eventually I moved to Houston and worked for Toyota for a few years and thought that this just isn't for me. You know what I mean? Like, I need to figure out something else, figure out what's really for me. I love people. Let's figure it out. So I ended up getting one 7-Eleven in a nationwide contest that 7-Eleven was having. And then a year later, I opened up another 7-Eleven. So kind of just took a different turn, but it ended up working out.
That's a great story. And whenever you were like going for this contest with the 7-Eleven, had you had like any prior entrepreneurial ventures or endeavors before that? Like, what made you choose, okay, I want to go from corporate to let me just go ahead and own a 7-Eleven?
No, I literally just went from corporate to owning a 7-Eleven. My mother is one of the top realtors in Dallas and makes her an entrepreneur. And my father franchised 3 McDonald's in Oak Cliff whenever I was younger. And so I kind of just had that entrepreneurial blood in my system. I never really thought about it. People were always like, what did you want to be when you were older? I was like, alive. Like, I didn't really have an idea of like what I wanted to do. And it kind of just came about one day whenever I reached out to 7-Eleven, and it just was a good fit. I had enough, I had 3 college degrees and enough business acumen, and it kind of just fell into place and worked itself out. So no, I always tell people I don't have a talent. Like, I never had a talent. I never was, braiding hair or nails or, making products. That was never me. I was always just whatever came my way, I took it and I thrived in it.
That sounds like a talent to me. Yeah, I'm just saying, if you can thrive in different situations.
Yeah,
right.
I like the mentality of it though, because like you said, you always had that example, you always seen it. So whenever it was time for you to do it, like a lot of people, it's always that mental hang up, like, man, I ain't gonna be able to do it. You didn't even think about it. You like, I know this can be done because I done seen this and I grew up in this.
Yeah, and that's what I always tell my dad. Like, I never even once thought that I think when I was younger, I never even thought about like what he did. Like, people were like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. Your dad owns a McDonald's. And I was like, yeah, I just thought free burgers and fancy strawberry. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't really thinking like the whole of how big it is, but I did always look up seeing it and realizing that like people were nervous when my dad walked into the store, and like people, people love seeing him and people stood at attention. You know what I mean? So like, it was a good thing to look at growing up.
Sounds like you were like subconsciously being groomed and like you didn't even really know it. Like, that's really cool.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot of it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't remember a lot of it. I only remember what my family says. That's all I remember.
That's all good. So moving on to the 7-Eleven, you said it was a contest. What type of contest was it? Did you just have to like join in, or were they just looking for new franchisees they were trying to bring on?
So 7-Eleven, they realized that a lot of their dynamics is one type of dynamic. You know what I mean? A lot of Ethiopians, a lot of Indians, which is great for them. You know what I mean? But like 7-Eleven was realizing that like it needs to be more diverse. Like, we don't have a lot of diversity amongst our franchisees. And so they were looking about ways to like figure that out and find different people. So they had a military contest 2 years in a row. And then they had a women in franchising contest. And that was the first round of women in franchising contest, the first year of it. I mean, it was just because they were just looking for something different, and leave it to women to, show them how to do it. But there was 3 of us who won and 3 of us are still thriving,
That's really dope. So like, did y'all just have to randomly be selected, or was there like a process y'all had to go through?
Oh no, it was a definite process. And people are always like, oh, they just gave you a 7-Eleven. And like, that's not how that works. They don't just give out. I was very blessed to have this opportunity, but they just don't give out 7-Eleven. So I had to go through the same process that all franchisees go through. You fill out the application, you do the background check, you do the money check. Because at the end of the day, they did give me the store, but I still had to pay the franchising fees, like $30,000 or $40,000. So I still had to be able to like have that in my bank account. They also make sure that like whenever they take that money from you, that it doesn't leave you broke. And so you really have to go through the same franchising process because they want to make sure that they're not just giving away a store to just anybody. They're giving away a store to somebody who they would have chosen anyway. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I had to create a 2-minute video as to why I think I should own a 7-Eleven. And then America voted. And so I think the highest votes in the military was about 1,000 votes for like one person. I won the contest with 45,000 votes. So
turn up.
Leave it to women to show you all how to do it. I got 35,000, and I think the girl who got second place was 35. I think the girl who before that got 25,000. So
that's really dope.
But that's like that's a testament to it. And I mean, you really took it, and like you said, you started thriving with it. So even though it was your first opportunity at a 7-Eleven, like what were some things you did to be able to acquire that second one so fast?
I just worked my business. You know what I mean? Like I just stayed true to who I was and what I was doing. And 7-Eleven, they have a lot of them. Like, and for instance, my store sits literally 20 feet away from my other store. So 7-Eleven, there's 7-Elevens on all corners. So they need franchisees and want good franchisees. I mean, I just was a good franchisee. Like I do what I'm supposed to do. I engage the community. I give back to the community. My sales were up at the time and everything was just, the stars just aligned.
So with your 7-Elevens, do you also offer gas at your 7-Elevens, right?
Mm-hmm, both of them.
Oh, I don't really know too many gas station owners that look like us. So what was that like once you got into, the petroleum industry? I know that's like we talked about off camera, the automotive industry is like the good old boys club, but I'm pretty sure like the petroleum industry, that's a whole different monster.
It is.
McDonald's has entered a Minecraft movie universe, and Grimace, Birdie, and Hamburglar just spawned as new collectibles as part of a Minecraft movie meal with your choice of Big Mac or 10-piece chicken McNuggets with spicy nether flame sauce. Participate in McDonald's for a limited time. A Minecraft movie only in theater.
So like, did they have to hook you up with your distribution through 7-Eleven, or did you kind of have to find some people who would give you like the best rates or anything like that? How did you have to navigate that?
Okay, that's a good question. And I always like to talk about this because I think that I want to give full homage and credit to every entrepreneur out there. And I think that I always tell even like children whenever I go talk to them, there's two types of entrepreneurs. There's the people that start from the ground up. And I think that people that start from the ground up, I commend them. I thank them for their service. I think that is the strongest thing they can do. You know what I mean? I know a girl who owns this place called Brooklyn Tea in Brooklyn. And they literally had to figure out who their vendors were, figure out how to get their machinery, build the building how they like it, everything. And that takes a lot of work, bank accounts, Visa machines, all of that. But as a franchisee, it's a lot simpler. I'm literally buying into a business. And so when I walk in, everything is already set up. I literally pay my money. And when I walk in, my inventory is set up. My vendors are set up. My gas is set up. In fact, my first store, 7-Eleven chooses what kind of gas it is. So like, the gas is already set up. So like when they told me I was going to have Shell, I was like, that's awesome. But I never knew how awesome it was because like Shell has a lot of following. And so what people don't know is that I don't really like the gas. I make a percentage of the gas, but like the gas isn't my choosing. It's whatever 7-Eleven works out with whoever they want to work out. So I sell Exxon in one and Shell in the other, and both of them have a huge following. So it's a win-win situation for me. So no, 7-Eleven does all of that stuff, finds best deals, all of that. Franchisees have it very, very, a lot easier than people who start from the ground up.
That's important to note, though, because like a lot of people always think to be an entrepreneur, you have to build from the ground up. You got to start from scratch. But like a transition like yours is a realistic transition into entrepreneurship. You can go from working in like a corporate environment to basically controlling your own corporate environment type situation.
And I always, when people are like, I need to talk to corporate, I'm like, corporate can't really touch me. You know what I mean? Like I literally pay to have their name on the outside of the building, but everything else on the inside is me. My paychecks say Rae Lawson Enterprise. I hire, I fire. Corporate can't touch my employees. So it's like, it's everything. And people always think like, oh, it's corporate. It's not corporate ram. I run that store 24/7. Corporate just makes sure that their name on the outside stays good. That's about it.
I love that. That's that power right there. You touch me.
But and at the same time, it's like, because we still both winning. It's a contractual agreement. I get to use your brand and your systems, and I just run this business.
I run my business, and I make my money.
So since you've been on this side, have you thought about doing other ventures now? Like, would you build from the ground up, or would you stay away from that?
That's a good question. I don't really have a good answer. I think that I want to stay in a 7-Eleven system for a minute. I think that I've worked really hard. They say you lose money in your first one, break even on your second, and make money on your third. So I know that I want to stay. I only have two, so I'm breaking even. So I know that I would at least want to stay in the 7-Eleven system for a little bit, you know what I mean? Like grow within it. But I mean, I have no idea. There's franchisees who own 5 7-Elevens, and there's one that owns 5 7-Elevens and like 5 hair salons. So like he went beyond what he was already doing at 7-Eleven and started his own business. I think that's great. I'm tired. So I think I'm genuinely tired right now. So I want to stick to what I know. And maybe once I get that running by itself where I'm not so tired, maybe I could try something else.
And that's funny that you say that. So with you being tired, like, so you running pretty much everything. Do you have any general manager? Have you thought about getting like a general manager or anything to kind of help you out?
I definitely have a management staff. I have 1 manager and 2 assistant managers. And with them being right across the street, it's a very simple thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like they all work together. So if like one can't do something, the other one walks across the street and does it, you know? So they definitely work together and they make my life a lot easier. I could not do it without a management staff. And that's kind of what makes a good business, is that like you can't do it on your own. Like you have to figure out a good management staff, people that you can trust, and let them run it, you know?
And I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people, they think whenever, I walk into a franchise, I just own it, I collect the bills on the back end and pretty much just let my managers do their thing. So I'm glad you said that, because it debunks some things.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. There's people who own like 3 or 4 of them, 4 or 5 of them, and they can do that because they, you know what I mean? Like they've been in it long enough. But no, it is a proven fact that when the boss is away, that the employees play. So you still have to be very, and that's just with any business, right? Like if your boss isn't there, like you're not gonna, when I was in corporate America, if it was Friday and she wasn't there, I wasn't doing any real work. So it's a thing. So you definitely still want to be engaged in it at all times.
Make sure you still present, because they got to know when the work got to be done. I do have a question. I did kind of want to hop into the partnership with the McBride Sisters. So I know that was something completely separate from like 7-Eleven, wasn't it? Like that's not there. So could you talk about that? Like how did that come to be?
So I have a friend. His name is Brent English, and he works for one of my distributors. And I saw on his page, he's the manager of diversity at the distributors company. Mm-hmm. And so I saw where on his page, he was doing something with the McBride Sisters, and they were having this wine. And I was just like, hey, like, how can I get it in my store? And them being already one of my vendors, he was like, just ask your rep about it. So I just asked my rep. It took her a couple of weeks. And it was low on everybody's radar in Texas, especially low on the radars of like convenience stores and gas stations, because even the McBride Sisters, they were like, they're not really looking themselves in convenience stores and gas stations because, let's be honest, like Black women aren't walking into gas stations looking for good quality wine. It's not a thing. Mm-hmm. And so I saw it on his page and I was just like, hey, like, how can I get it? And so she looked into it and she brought me a couple of cases and I promoted it on my Facebook and sold the cases. And then I sold a couple of more cases and just went from there. And eventually I started putting it in some groups and it just blew up. And I just had to keep buying more and more. So it went from like 3 cases to 10 cases to 30 cases to 80 cases. I think my last one was about 90 something cases, which is about 1,200 bottles worth of wine.
God,
so I started selling it on Friday and I sold out by Saturday evening. So it took me 2 days to sell about 1,200 bottles of wine, which is unheard of, like even to the McBride.
Wait, you said you got it what day?
Let's not talk about what day I got it. What day I started selling it was Friday. Mm-hmm. And I ran through 1,200 bottles of wine by Saturday evening.
Son, I'm crazy. It's crazy. I went to her store, guys, and I walked in and I was looking for it. And like the workers just looked at us and like, hey, y'all, I'm sorry, it's gone. And like this one dude just barges in like he's looking around for it, like, when they gonna get it again? Like, it's a phenomenon.
What they got in that wine, man?
I don't know. Black girl magic. So they're going crazy for it. But I appreciate that. You know what I mean? And I always tell people, because I think that the misconception from non-Black owned businesses and even like 7-Eleven, I always try to explain to them, like, you could put that wine anywhere you want to. Mm-hmm. It's not the nostalgia of Black girl magic. It is the nostalgia of people being able to purchase Black-owned wine at a Black-owned business. Mm-hmm. So you put it wherever you want to. Like, it'll sell eventually, but if you want to sell 1,200 bottles in 2 days, it's not about me it's not about the wine quality and it's not about the store quality. It's about supporting a Black-owned business inside of another Black-owned business.
Making it a community thing.
Exactly. That, and I'm a huge social media person. So like my social media presence is like, I rely on it 100%.
I also think it's so dope that you like put your foot in the door to make sure that you could bring in more people. Like, I really think that's amazing. Like, you brought in a product that really wouldn't have been able to be that easily distributed otherwise.
Yeah. Because don't get me wrong, McBride Sisters is the #1 African-American wine company in the country. And they're actually nationwide because one of the sisters is from New Zealand and the other one is from California. So they already had a platform, right? But their platform was more so like Total Wines and like Targets and like places where like wine thrives. Nobody ever thinks to go get wine from a gas station. So I think I brought that nostalgia. I think I brought that platform to it, which actually makes me their #1 distributor. And it makes me, and the other day when I sold the wine, it made me #2 in sales at 7-Eleven in the country. So
let's go. Hey, let's celebrate Black excellence. I love it.
You got to pull up a glass of Black Girl Magic for that one.
Oh, I did. I actually sent Robin McBride a text. I was like, cheers to you. And I had her wine in my hand. I was like, great partnership.
That's lovely.
I'm going to have to try some of that,
I'm
man.
telling you, man, it's a beautiful example of group economics. And like, I'm just so thankful that that's something that y'all did in the art. Like, we can tell the culture about, because we need to see more of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, us reaching and helping each other and like just collaborating with each other, because a lot of times Black people, we have this conception that we can't work together and do great things, but group of Black women just broke records together. You #2 sales in 7-Eleven. Like, it's just the power of it is, I need people to understand it.
Right. And that, I mean, and then also people, and it's sad that people don't feel that way, because we used to have a whole Black Wall Street. You know, like there used to be that used to be a thing. And now it's like, it no longer became a thing. Things broke it down, but we could definitely get back to that. Like, we have so many more resources than we had back then. And if our ancestors and the people before us could do it, why can't we? Like, we have so many more resources and rights than we used to. So why can't we do it? It's just a matter of getting everybody on that mindset. And it's very unfortunate that it took, and I don't know if this is where you want it to go, but it's very unfortunate that it took somebody having a knee on their neck for everybody to fully understand the need for this platform. So I'm very glad that it is very unfortunate that we had to sacrifice one to be able to have this whole platform where everybody is now understanding that supporting another Black-owned business is what it's going to take in order for us to survive, especially during a pandemic.
And is the one. I think that one was really just more like the last straw.
The last straw, exactly. And that's what I always tell people, like, when people are like, you all, like, at one point we ran out of bags. At one point, like, this is something that like Black-owned businesses did not see coming. And although I have a very strong support system behind me, which is what is good about owning a franchise, is that like when I'm out of bags, I can run down to another 7-Eleven and get bags, or go down to, you know what I mean? Like, run across the street and get something. But a lot of Black-owned businesses were not ready for this. Like, we never knew that this moment was coming in history. And so I think there's not a grace period given to us where it's like, you know, like, why would they run out of pizza? Or why would they run out of fish? Or why would they run, like, all these businesses? And it's like, we had no idea this was coming. Like, you all weren't supporting us like this, you know, 5 months ago. So how are we supposed to know this wave was coming? And how are we supposed to be, you know, ready for this, you know? But I mean, we're trying the best we can as a business owner.
Well, that's what consumers need to understand, because that's part of group economics too. We really hard on each other as business owners, especially like individuals just getting started out. We got to really support our entrepreneurs in that way, for sure.
Right.
And do you ever get any of that, like, kind of like backlash from our own community where they'll be like, you know, this is why I'm not supporting Black people now and all of this and that?
Yeah, all the time. I had a lady call me the other day and told me that I was price gouging for Black Girl Magic. And she said because she saw it at a very large consumer for a cheaper price. And I said, well, first and foremost, I'm a small Black-owned business. I don't get the same deals that this large consumer gets. This large consumer is not worried about profit. So they're selling it at the cost because they don't care. Yeah. You know what I mean? And at this point, the large consumer can't even get it because I'm buying it. So if you feel like that is what you want to do, then go on ahead. But I'm definitely not ripping anybody off. Like, I have certain rules that I have to follow in order to provide these products. And, you know, no, they thought that I needed to have the same price as the large consumers. And I was like, well, that is why the African-American community is failing when it comes to this, because they believe that we have the same resources and don't give us the same grace and understanding that these large retailers have, you know? Well, I'll just go get it from Target, or what? This is not this product because you can't get it. You know what I mean? But like, I'll just go get products in my store. It's cheaper at Walmart. And it's like, well, I'm sure it is, but this is a convenience store. You pay for the convenience of not having to go into Walmart.
The NBA playoffs are here, and I'm getting my bets in on FanDuel. Talk to me, Chuck GPT. What do you know?
All sorts of interesting stuff, even Charles Barkley's greatest fear.
Hey, nobody needs to know that.
New customers bet $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if you win. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
21 plus and present in Virginia. Must be first online real money wager. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
So I don't know how other businesses are having the grace of it, but I know that has always been a thing at my store. It's like people are always like, well, that's expensive. You know, CVS has it cheaper. And I'm like, well, going to CVS.
What do you want me to do? Go to CVS.
At the end of the day, I get paid, but I can't lose money just to be able to keep people. I don't have that same luxury.
And I think that's really important because a lot of the times, a lot of our entrepreneurs, our new entrepreneurs, they'll get faced with that situation. And like you said, they don't have that support system on the back end. So they're just going to be like, okay, I want this business. I want to make sure that I start getting things done. So they end up lowering their prices and devaluing themselves. And like you said, that's the main problem with entrepreneurship in our community. The community doesn't value what we're bringing to the table. The community doesn't value, okay, it might have taken you might have had to make this personally, or you might have had to pay a little bit more because like you said, you started off with 3 cases. I'm pretty sure 3 cases, you had to pay a higher premium. A lot of the times on the back
even
end,
now, I still pay a higher premium than those bigger consumers to get it. And I'm not complaining about it because at the end of the day, like I'm selling it well. And at this point, like if they want to bring down the price or not, I'm still selling it. But no, you're very, very right. And that's why whenever I tell small business owners, because I'm a huge supporter of small businesses and I've always been a huge supporter of Black-owned businesses. And I've been taught that since I was little because my mom is so pro-Black, like it's crazy. And so I was always taught that, you know what I mean? Which is why I worked in South Dallas at the African American Museum and Cedar Crest Golf Course, where they had a Black golf pro. Like I've always been in the Black community. And so I always tell like, even like business owners now, whenever I go in and they're like, all right, we'll throw in this for free. I'm like, nope, I'm gonna pay for it. Like you need to know your worth. Like if you tell me that your hot sauce is 25 cents a thing, don't throw in extra hot sauce. Like I'm going to pay for it because we need you to thrive. Like don't lower your stuff because you need to know your worth. And I always say, know your worth.
that's powerful. And I kind of want to go to your upbringing now that you said, you know, what your mom was teaching you and stuff like that. So coming up, did y'all practice the same thing? Like we're just shopping straight local Black businesses?
No, that's not even possible. Like
as most as you can.
Back then, money wasn't as free as it is now. You know what I mean? Like we worked very hard to get where we are. But no, we didn't only do that, but we made sure that we did a large part. You know what I mean? Like we did our part. Like anybody that we knew who had a small Black business or a business in general, we were there. I knew somebody who owned, like there was Blockbuster, and then I knew somebody, a Black-owned business that had the same concepts. And we wouldn't go to Blockbuster, we would go to her. You know what I mean? Like we always were that type of family who was like, whoever had a small-owned business, we were there. And that's just always what I've learned. Like even whenever I don't have the money to support or whenever I don't necessarily need something, I'm still gonna do it. Like we have to thrive somehow.
I love it. And any other listeners who's listening, I challenge y'all to try to find any Black alternatives for some of the larger brands y'all using.
Yeah, man, they got options these days. They got a lot of options. I know they got websites like We Buy Black. They got detergent on there now, man. They got underwear.
Yeah, there's like tissue. There's a whole lot of Black products being made right now. So y'all definitely buy Black if y'all can.
Yeah, for sure.
Most definitely. We can pivot to our last section of our podcast. It's called What's on Your Timeline?
So yeah, we just gonna ask you, what's something that you've seen on social media that you just want to like talk about? You know, it could be anything, like anything you just seen.
Like it could be something that was funny, something that you didn't like, anything that you just want to vocalize.
Oh my goodness. I feel like y'all should have told me about this.
And we normally do. That's exactly what I thought. I was like, mother.
We always tell people beforehand because it'd be like, damn.
I know.
Oh my goodness. Something on my timeline.
You could take a minute and scroll if you'd like to.
Hear me. I'm going to just do the first thing that pops up. Actually, you know what?
Yeah, I got the same piece.
That's crazy.
I supported 2 places today, and I'm going to shout them out. Let me just do that. Can I do that?
I like it.
And if you all don't know one of them, I would really suggest getting to know him. I mean, he's amazing. Brunchaholics.
I've never heard of it.
Okay, well, I think y'all need to check your phone and your Instagram and go to Brunchaholics. He makes a soul food burrito, and it has mac and cheese, greens, and fish in it with a jalapeno sauce. And he makes his own hot sauce as well. And it probably, I went there today, and that is the first and foremost. We support each other. He buys the wine, you know what I mean? And I buy his burritos. It's not the only thing he has, you know what I mean? But like, he's in Dallas, Fort Worth. I mean, he's in the Dallas Farmers Market. And then he's also just now recently in this place called Pop-Ups over there in Deep Ellum. And so I will say that is one place where I'm like, yes. Second place I supported today was Bonton Farms. I'm a huge supporter of anything Oak Cliff and anything South Dallas. And Bonton Farms, I love it. If you can get the chance to go out there, it's amazing. They hire people within the community. Everything is fresh. Their salad is probably the freshest salad I've ever had in my entire life. But they have animals out there, so bring kids. But they have the best honey butter ever. So yeah, it's a huge seller. So I was actually out at Dallas Farmers Market today, and they set up a booth. And so
do they do that every Saturday, the Dallas Farmers Market?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And there's a couple of I see two of you all have a beard thing going on. There's this one guy out there that sells his own beard formula, and it's amazing.
Okay.
So they have a couple of Black-owned businesses out there. Bonton Farms is definitely within the community. The beard oil is it's one guy, and he sells that beard oil. He's out, and he's been out there since I can remember. But there's a couple of them that trickle out there. But during COVID, Brunchaholics is not out there. He's about 5 minutes away at this place called Pop-Ups.
Okay. Definitely have to check it out. Well, yeah, thank you thank you for shouting them out.
Yeah, and if you all ever get a chance, one more shout out. If you all ever get a chance to go to the African American Museum in Fair Park, it will literally change your life. And I grew up there, and I worked there, and I went to the summer camps there. And Dr. Harry Robinson is a pillar in the community, and he has literally sustained that museum out there at Fair Park. And so it doesn't get a lot of publicity by younger people, and I think that we need to keep it going. So it's an amazing place.
We'll have to schedule a visit over there then.
Yeah.
Putting us on game.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we got to talk off camera about some of these places.
Well, Alyson, we want to thank you for coming on the show, the Black Wealth Renaissance Podcast. Could you please let the people know where they can support you, how they can follow you on social media, and just get any
keep up with any future.
Yeah, I am huge on first and foremost, you can come see me anytime, any day. I am at 100 East Interstate 20 and 700 West Interstate 20 in Arlington, Texas. I am there Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to about 2 p.m. every single day. And I work weekends. So I'm there all the time. And I love when people come in and talk to me and give me kind words of encouragement, because I really am a hands-on person. So you can come see me anytime. I am huge on social media and believe that social media is the future into letting any business grow, even a 7-Eleven where people are going to support regardless. I think it's important that I show that I'm different via social media. So you can find me on Instagram at the number 7 spelled 11 _Rae, Rae Lawson. You can find me on Facebook at Rae Lawson _ the number 7 spelled 11. And you can find me on Twitter at Rae Lawson _ the numbers 711.
Hey, y'all heard it here first. Y'all definitely go follow her. Y'all tap into her. And if y'all are in the DFW area, y'all definitely check out her stores.
Go buy that Black Girl Magic Wine. Let's keep breaking records.
We love it. But before we wrap up, we're going to get into some house cleaning. So some of the things we just want to say thank you to all of our followers who come in and week out for making our platform what it is. Thank you for helping us grow. We keep on hitting records. We're finally reaching episodes that's breaking over 12K listens. So thank y'all for that. Y'all keep on checking us out on YouTube. We're trying to grow our YouTube following. So with some of these episodes now, we're getting a lot of our episodes on YouTube. You can check them out there. And also y'all tap into our 8 weeks of wealth. We are going to be starting week 5 of 8 weeks of wealth. But if you were not able to join, you can still purchase the package and you will get the back catalog of the complete 8 weeks of wealth. This week, we are going to be speaking about building your podcast. So you'll learn what we do on this end. So y'all definitely tap in. Y'all got anything else, fellas?
I only got one thing, y'all. Make sure to check out the book, Manage Your Money Like the 1%. It's available on Amazon and an ebook format. So y'all check that out. Learn how to manage your money and start investing. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, until then, this is Black Wealth Renaissance signing out. Peace.
I got money on my mind. I'm just trying to get some dough. I ain't picking up my line unless it's money on the phone. Gotta get it on the daily. All I want is dubs. You know what I'm on. I've been chasing after paper. All I know is run money marathon.
McDonald's has entered a Minecraft movie universe, and Grimace, Birdie, and Hamburglar just spawned as new collectibles in the overworld. Now for a limited time, you can get one of 6 McDonald's collectibles when you order a Minecraft movie meal. With your choice of Big Mac or 10-piece chicken McNuggets with spicy nether flame sauce. Available now in a biome near you. Oh, and at your local McDonald's. At participating McDonald's for a limited time. A Minecraft movie only in theaters.